Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me to another video. My name is Wilkie and this is a live commentary of my Velganas solo run on yes Paladin. Now before any of you come screeching at me, yes, this is a DPS Paladin loadout. As such, I'm running Grudge, Judgment and Adrenaline. I also run a combination of crit swiftness. I also run the crit damage set, which you may ask yourself why I'm not running the crit rate set, because this is actually a support character, but I decided to load it out with a second DPS build because I wanted to see what the performance is like, how good or bad soloing would be, and just see what the fuss is all about. Why are people complaining about DPS Paladin? Is it actually so bad as people make it seem? And yeah, all of that. I think Velganas is a good benchmark, because you have a lot of control of the fight and you can see how good or bad things are. I have a build specifically tailored to my personal tastes. So for example, you will not see Flash Shash or Flash Slash, what it should be called, but instead I'm using Punishment. The main reason for this is it has stagger built in. So with that and two other skills, I am able to stagger Velganas without the use of bombs or grenades, and I'm a cheap ass, so I don't like using it. If you like using grenades, then by all means go do it. There is absolutely no necessary reason to not use it. Okay, this is a rough start here. Absolutely not good. But this was to be expected considering that I am doing a live commentary of this fight. Aside from this, we're just gonna see how things are going. Obviously, using the other awakening, I got my pheromones in here. I don't really have any gems or anything, so we're like still very, very bare bone when it comes to that. But we're good. We're gonna be good. My best clear time so far is around, I think it's around 8 minutes. We're definitely not gonna clear this time because I spent some time. First of all, it's walking, so it's a pretty shit spawn here. Aside from that, I had a rough start. I got clapped here already. And we're going to come up for the stagger check fairly soon. It should be one of the next two moves. So this is why you see me keep my 3 abilities away. So we're going to use Holy Sword, Execution, and Punishment. Et voila. And this is, like I said, pretty much the main reason why I personally run these 3 skills, or rather this skill, rather than Flash Slash. Even though Flash Shash, the name's still horrible, probably yields better DPS. I don't really like it. It has a fairly long cast animation, even if you use Galewind runes and stuff. So for me, it's just a tad bit too clunky to use, and I just really prefer Punishment. Also, Punishment claps pretty hard, so it's not like we're losing a massive amount of DPS. Right, I gotta focus a little bit more here because I already chucked 3 potions, which is definitely not ideal. Aside from this, there really isn't anything particularly special about DPS Paladin compared to like other classes. Like I said, the build is pretty much tailored towards what I personally like to play with. But outside of this, it's just a normal melee DPS character, right? So you're gonna wait for the openings, you're gonna see this, you go away, you clap it. You ideally do not get clapped, just like what I did. You have this, if you use Holy Explosion, which some people will, some people will not. You have a ranged ability, which is good because it can be used in situations like this. So you have an extra opportunity every now and then to use another ability. Obviously, whether you run more crit and less swiftness, or more swiftness and more crit, you could argue that I could run Spirit Absorption or any other DPS engraving. So this is, like I said, definitely not the top of the line DPS build, but I think it's actually cool to see, and I'm personally content or happy with the performance so far. First of all, I'm not the best DPS Paladin out there, so keep that in mind. And like I said, by running a grenade and running Flash Slash, you probably can shave off, I don't know, like a minute maybe of the run. It really depends on your performance overall. So the key here, though, is basically I just use what I personally like and find comfortable, right? That's kind of like the key part here. Because there's no point running a skill build that is meta, but if you're really not happy with the abilities, then what's the point? You're not going to perform as well. So this is also the beauty about Lost Ark. You just pretty much adjust to your own personal liking. And that, for me, just means not running Flash Sash, but instead Punishment, which might result in lower DPS. Yeah, but whatever, really. It's about how much I enjoy this and how happy I am with this. And I can clear Velganas. This is probably going to be like a 10-minute run or something. We'll see. I might reset myself after phase 2 ended, so I have enough potions for phase 3. Same rule here applies. The worst thing that happens is if you die in phase 3 because you might actually run out of stacks, and then you have to wait for pizza to happen. So yeah, aside from that, like I said, standard fight, use the openings you get. That's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. This might hit me. Yep. Oh, I guess I reset myself earlier than that. We got some light stacks around, which is fine. Just fine. And this is not necessarily a DPS Paladin problem or any... Like, this happens to every character. If you're not careful enough, Velganas will kill you. Also, my weapon is actually level 10 only. So my DPS is actually a tad bit lower, considering that the item level that I have is mostly derived from armor pieces and not from the weapon itself. So I could have higher DPS by running better tripods, running better gems. You get the idea. But this was just to showcase that this is definitely a doable thing. It doesn't take too much time, and it's definitely feasible. There you go, phase 3. We're now full HP, 2 potions left. This is a very comfortable spot to be in. Let's just see how we go. Maybe we actually get to clear it in less than 10 minutes. Depending on how good I'm going to be able to use the openings and how generous Velganas is going to be with openings. So this is good opening number 1. Like I said, there are a couple of these openings where you get to use skills quite nicely. We're going to wait for the stagger, definitely. Stagger gives you a good opening. I did miss that one. That was kind of shabby. Keeping up adrenaline is okay. I sometimes have to like remind myself that there's actually, you know, adrenaline to be stacked up. So it takes a bit of practice, even though we have a low cooldown skill. It's you know, a little bit of a challenge. I'm not going to use my awakening right now because my aura is going to be full. Also, we're going to run into pizza after this, pretty sure. Yep. And I don't want to use my aura because basically I'm losing like 10 seconds using my aura right now. So we're going to pop the aura. After my aura is done, I'm going to pop the awakening. And then see maybe if I can get an aura back. That's nice that it's coming back here. Also remember that this is post buff, right? So my aura is now lasting 150% of the time instead of the 100% of the time. So we have the longer duration, and we have a slight PvE buff in the form that everything now has a back attack, which makes it definitely a lot easier. You can see that how far you can actually off-screen Velganas with this. So pretty good, pretty good. I mean, 2 million hits are pretty nice if you think about it. My Zerg has similar numbers, even though he has higher AP. So it's not like Paladins have weak skills. It's just really that the build doesn't facilitate a whole lot of strengths. And I personally do believe that you're still better off running a support build, but it's definitely doable. It's not like DPS Paladin doesn't work, or that there's like anything fundamentally wrong with it, or that it's bad or terrible or something. Alright, let's hope that I can actually make it past this corner here. I can. Good. Eat out the awakening. Let's hope for a crit. Unfortunately not. Alright, dodge this one this way. Boom. Come here, boyo. Come here. Well, that's fine too. But yeah, like I said, you can see this is pretty much nothing super different or super strange to see. I think some people will enjoy this, and all the naysayers, it's whatever, really. If you enjoy playing DPS Paladin, go do it, really. I really don't think there's anything wrong with it. So despite having 1 death here. I think we just clapped it in 10 minutes or so. Considering that we are at the furthest point away. So, yeah, just about 9 minute 52. My record is 8 minute 13, so you can see, pretty decent run. And yeah, hopefully this is some inspiration for people who want to play it. Just one thing, that be open about this. Don't try to like sneakily get into a party as a DPS Paladin. If you're a DPS Paladin, try to find a group of people. Or, you know, at least tell people about it. So they know what they're getting themselves into. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.